Hi, my name is Rebecca Sharp, and I'm running for Florida House of Representatives, District 17 in St. Johns County. And I'm running as a no-party affiliation, even though I'm a conservative libertarian. And I'm still a Republican, and my opponent, Ronald Renuard, who is the incumbent Republican, it's just he and I in the race. And not only do I stand for liberty, but I plan on taking one of the things I think a lot of people may not realize is the responsibility for somebody going to the House of Representatives is to actually balance the budget, to repeal laws, to make laws, and there's special committees that you can be on. And I plan on taking a big red magic marker to the budget. There's at least a 30% waste and fraud in the budget. There's obvious waste in the budget, and reallocate actually some money. And I have some wonderful ideas and plans for bringing job growth to the state, including the hemp industry. I'm working with Adrian Wiley, a libertarian who's running for governor, and Bill Wolfesire to implement the hemp industry, which will create a surplus in our budget. And I'm excited about doing that. And also lowering taxes and actually repealing a bill that has now all Floridians paying a 1.3% tax on something called Florida Hurricane Assessment Fund. And that was a bill that my opponent, Ronald Renuard, sponsored and co-sponsored, and did get that passed. And that's going to go up in 2015 to 5%, and then in 2016 to 10.2%. And that's simply a tax on your auto policy for a state FEMA fund that we don't need. So I have a lot of plans for not only my constituents in St. Augustine, District 17, but also for everybody, the Floridian citizens.
Do you favor or oppose implementing the Convention of States Amendment, and why?
Actually, in the real world, I oppose it. If I could go in as a delegate and get rid of the 16th and 17th Amendment, that would be ideal. However, the way that it's set up is a slippery slope, and I think it's quite dangerous, even though it needs 38 delegates for an amendment to pass. And again, that's one of the things I'd like to become as a delegate for the state of Florida once I get into office.
Do you support or oppose providing non-life-threatening aid to legal immigrants funded by taxes and fees imposed on Floridians?
I absolutely oppose that, and I also oppose the current in-state tuition for illegal aliens that Rick Scott just recently passed. And ultimately, I'd like to see immigration revert back to the legal way that it is set up right now for immigrants to come in through the front door and not through the back door. And part of the immigrant situation with the in-state tuition is going to cost Floridians a little over $50 million to start with, and that's part of the reason our schools are being defunded. Rick Scott just defunded the schools again, $1.3 billion. So I vehemently oppose that.
The right to life issue is being fought in state legislatures across the country. What is your position on the issue?
My position on the issue is I believe in the sanctity of life, and first and foremost, I think that's a decision for each individual woman or family to determine. I don't feel it's a federal government issue to be determined one way or the other. However, I do believe in women being protected and having their health and the health of an unborn baby protected in terms of making sure that they're taken care of in the event that they do decide to have an abortion.
Where do you stand on Common Core curriculum and the issue of data mining over 400 data points on our children and the loss of privacy on this data?
I vehemently oppose Common Core, and I'm for an education curriculum that's set up on factual knowledge and teaching our children to critically think versus, and of course the data mining collection using analytical techniques to mine our children's daily activities, not only at school but at home, based on feelings, is certainly something I oppose. And if you want to go to my website, www.sharpfloridahouse.com, there is a link on there to join a Facebook group, which is a national group, to oppose Common Core in actually the state of Florida, as well as whatever state anybody else is in. And there's a form on there that you can download, and you can opt out. And actually Rick Scott just signed on May 13th SB 864, which allows Floridians to opt out of Common Core. But that is a short-term Band-Aid solution. Once I get in office, I will create legislation to abolish that law.
There are numerous records and reports of American history rewritten in Florida textbooks. Have you reviewed these examples, and what will you do to ensure the accuracy of historical text?
Actually, I have reviewed them, and I would remove the textbooks that have the inaccurate information and replace them with textbooks with the accurate information. And I've been in touch with Hillsdale College, which is one of the keepers of the actual truth of the founders of American history. They're the oldest college in the United States. They were founded in 1894, and I was just honored to be given a certificate for knowing the history, the Constitution, and the history of the United States, obviously, and American history. But I already am in contact with a few excellent not only the publisher, but the writer themselves, B.K. Aikman, who wrote a book called Pushback. I'd make that a requirement for grades 9 through 12, which is an excellent critical thinking book for not only the children, but for their parents as well to read.
Thank you. Do you have any closing statements for us?
Let's see, in closing, I want to thank you for having me today. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to my constituents, and I ask that you vote for me. And again, go to my website, www.sharpfloridahouse.com. There's a complete bio there, and a complete events page and news. Keep track of us, see where we're going, what we're doing. I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of you. And again, I'm ready for the job. I've been going to Tallahassee for 6 years now. I have a degree in accounting. I know how to work in budgets. I know how to get the budget down and get us back on track, get us back to Constitution, and get this state flourishing again so we can be whole, healthy, and complete. Thank you.